I'm Jay without the KE.
I'm tired.
And now it's time for CHS Today.
There will be a sophomore council meeting during SRE today in Ms. Phelps' room W117. Application forms will be available and must be turned in by Friday. Everyone planning to participate must fill out an application.
There will be an esports meeting today in the lecture hall during SRE.
There will be a senior council meeting during SRE in Mr. Beckman's room.
Does anyone know what SRE is? Karsten and Anna want to go find out more.
Well, SRE stands for Students Reaching Excellence. And for a few years here at CHS, teachers and students know we've been working at reducing our failures. And a lot of the pressure has been on the teachers up to this point to change their ways of teaching and to give students a chance to retest and redo things. So now we're going to put more of the pressure on the students to do what they are expected to do by society, and that's to do their homework and to study for tests. So at the end of the first 3 weeks, on September 28th, we're going to look at student grades. Any student that has a D- or below, which is an F, will have to stay during SRE for mandatory tutoring. They'll have to go to the teachers that they're not doing very well in. If you have a math or English grade that's not good, D- or lower, those teachers you'll have to go to first because that's priority. So you'll have 4 days in a week to go to that mandatory tutoring. We won't do it on Monday because that's early release day. And even if you get your grade up during that next week, you still have to stay for the following week. So we're going to do it on the 28th. We'll check grades. Students will be asked to check their grades. You'll be able to look in Power School, and if you have a grade that's a D- or lower, you'll know that the following week, starting September 2nd, or actually September 3rd, it's a Tuesday. There's no school on the 2nd. So on the 3rd, which is a Tuesday, we'll have our first SRE mandatory tutoring session. Students who don't have any D- or Fs can stay, and they can go get help as well. But if they have a ride home, they can leave school. And so if you don't have a ride home, maybe you ride a bus, you're going to probably have to stay in the cafeteria. We'll have some study rooms like the lecture hall, quiet study areas, and that will all be explained on announcements between now and that time. So that's what it's about. We're hoping to help kids get the help they need to be successful in their classes, and we're really excited about it.
All right, awesome.
The food pantry will be on the Thursday of every month. Be sure to stop by if you need anything.
Guest requests for homecoming can be picked up in the fishbowl. These are for students that are not students at CHS. These forms must be completed and turned into Mrs. Hughes in the fishbowl by noon on September 27th. They will not be accepted after this date and time. If you have any further questions, please see Mrs. Hughes in the fishbowl.
Now here's Anna with your weather.
Thanks, ladies. This afternoon it'll be partly cloudy and a high of 83 degrees, and into the evening we will be decreasing in temperature into about the high to mid-70s. And into tomorrow morning there is a 60% chance of thunderstorms, so we will thankfully be starting out at 68. And into tomorrow, those chances of thunderstorms will be dying down, and we will be staying in the 70s. But because of that, on Friday, we will be having some high humidity, but thankfully the temperatures will be staying in the 70s. Now looking ahead into the weekend, the sun will finally be popping out, but we get to keep those consistent temperatures in the 70s. And on Sunday, we'll be shooting back up into the 80s. And it looks like it's actually going to be a really nice weekend ahead of us. That's pretty much all I got for you guys. That's all for the weather. Now back to the desk.
Now over to Jay
with the sports.
If you're a girl and interested in basketball, there will be a meeting tomorrow in the auditorium during SRE. Sports action for tonight? There is none. Now back to the desk with birthdays.
Birthdays for today are Miranda Cranfield, Donald Goodwin, and Kendra Townsend.
Happy birthday.
I don't know what to say.
I'm still really tired.
And that's all for CHS Today.